What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Marvel video here from Superheronexus. So if you're new to the channel, please drop a like, please subscribe down below if you do enjoy the video, of course. So we had some really cool news overnight. Well, overnight here in the UK. I'm sure it was in the evening for you in America. But James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, has actually come out and done an Instagram Q&A, and in it has revealed quite a lot of information. Some really cool information here about what is coming up next for the Guardians themselves. Obviously, it won't be for a while until this movie actually comes out, because obviously he was quite notably fired for some tweets that were unearthed, which happens quite a lot, unfortunately. And then he went off and did the old Suicide Squad, which did make me laugh, because a lot of DC fans do love to hate on the Marvel Universe, but celebrated the fact James Gunn was actually coming to DC. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Before you start spewing hate here, I do actually like both. I like DC and I do like Marvel. But he also mentioned about some Suicide Squad stuff in there as well, so I will discuss that as well. But one of the big things, obviously, is about Guardians of the Galaxy. And just as the first Guardians of the Galaxy gave us a humongous opener to the cosmic world of Marvel, well, I expect that this one will as well. Because obviously the first one introduced us to Ronan the Accuser, which sets up obviously the Kree and the Skrull, and it also gave us more of a look at Thanos. One of my big criticisms of the MCU so far is the fact that Thanos didn't actually have much to do with the universe before, or at least we never saw it. We never saw much of it. We just saw him lurking in the shadows there, which is a shame, because I would like to have seen more of that character there, because the actor who plays him is just superb. But we will be getting more of this cosmic stuff going forward. And weirdly, in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we saw a lot of cosmic Marvel there, even introducing the Watchers, proving a fan theory that Stan Lee was possibly one of the Watchers there, which is a big thing, because the Watchers appearing means that this event is huge. Obviously, quite notably, they were involved with Galactus appearing. The Watcher appeared, and then Galactus appeared. So, it's just baffling that they haven't paid off that just yet, unless that was just a little thing they wanted to put in to +8 fans there. But like I said, this Q&A gives us insight as to what is actually coming next. So bear with me, I have this on my phone here with So one of the questions was, will someone die in Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Well, he responded with yes, someone will die. Now, quite notably, James Gunn is very much a poo-pooer of ideas or things which fans suggest. So if something isn't happening, he will flat out just say no. He won't. If it's not going to happen, he will say no. So someone dying is quite big. Now the question is, who will that actually be? And it's quite curious here. If it was going to be Drax who would die out of all the Guardians, well, it would have happened already. He would have died in his fight against Thanos. Obviously, Gamora's dead, so that's not leaving us with a lot of people. I posed this question this morning on Twitter, and many of you were saying either Mantis, and few of you didn't decide on who it could actually be. But personally, I think it probably will be Rocket Raccoon for 2 different reasons. Now, leading into this, he did actually also say, will we see certain people in the movie? So will we see Rocket Raccoon, will we see Lila, and will we see Kamaria? So the question is, that is another question which is big. So personally, I think that we're going to see Rocket's kind of soulmate, who was made with him, and we're going to see a Moondragon, which is very, very big, but I'll discuss that a bit later in the video. So the reason Rocket is actually going to die, I expect, is because we're going to learn just exactly how he was born. And it has been leaked that he is created by the High Evolutionary, and that Drax is in for a big surprise when he discovers his daughter is alive. And Rocket also gets a love interest in the form of Lila. So Nibbler and Star-Lord also will grow into closer friends. Weird. Very, very, very weird there, to say the least. But I think that he's going to die because James Gunn very much says that he sees a lot of himself in Rocket. They are one. It is very much a reflection of himself. Rocket has had tragedy. He's had quite a big thing going so far. And I think that we will see him finally properly play the hero and sacrifice himself there, to say the least. As well, we've got he is voiced by Bradley Cooper, who is one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood. Let's not forget he was in the superb Star is Born with Lady Gaga, which just smashed the box office. It was a stupid success. And I've always found it the biggest joke James Gunn has written into the movie is the fact that Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel are simply just voices in the MCU. Let's not forget that Vin Diesel is in one of the biggest franchises on the planet, which is the Fast and the Furious franchise. Why that's big, I don't know. I don't like them. They're just, I adored the first one. Second was a bit, Tokyo Drift. I liked it because I like Japanese cars. But the rest, no, just absolutely not for me. But that's just weird. So I think that would then open up Bradley Cooper to play another role. Who would that role be? Well, I think it could be Adam Warlock. That'd be very cool for him to be Adam Warlock there. But let's not forget that Christian Bale is also involved in Thor as well. So the question is, people wanted him to play Adam Warlock as well. But I do think it'd be really cool if he played double the duty, and then moving forward, we can actually see him as an actor. Just like Vision did in Iron Man and the Avengers, we had Paul Bettany, who was a very, very good actor. We actually got him to be sort of an actual physical presence, be it mostly CGI, but we got to see him be actual acting there. So that's pretty cool. I really, really did like that. And I do think that that's going to be Rocket who will actually die. Now the question is, obviously, he is going to die at the hand of possibly the High Evolutionary. Now, who is the High Evolutionary? Well, he is a character who has been involved heavily with the Marvel, with just everything big in Cosmic Marvel, and he makes sense to add him in. He was a kind of, I can't think of the word, but he kind of created people. He did experiments. He created his own Earth, which is called the Counter Earth, and he is a villain of the Man Beast, who Thor is also a villain of. So let's not forget that Thor is involved with the Asgardians of the Galaxy there as well. So this High Evolutionary, the fact that it makes sense that the High Evolutionary, he took characters and actually kind of evolved them. Obviously, he took a raccoon. He took an otter, which is Lila as well, who is Rocket's soulmate, and he evolved them up as well. So seeing that would work very, very well, and the connection to Thor works because Thor actually helped the High Evolutionary at some point. So that's curious there. I think that will probably happen as well. Next up, obviously, the part there was Drax's daughter, who is, of course, Moondragon. Now, in the comics, we had Moondragon and Drax were actually killed by Thanos. They were attacked, and then they were turned into what they are now. So that is interesting because those characters are actually Eternals. We've got the Eternals movies coming out, and technically Thanos was a Eternal there we just have the characters, obviously, that Angelina Jolie and the like, and Kumail were playing on the Earth version of the Eternals, because the Eternals actually had a sort of a civil war, and they went off to create their own place on Saturn, which is obviously what Titan was, and we saw that in Avengers Infinity War. So that would map in very, very well, and seeing those people also be involved would be curious, but of course most of them are actually dead. But what happened with Moondragon? So I think they'll probably borrow some of that story there. It will turn out that she was actually revived, resuscitated by Thanos, and maybe used as a weapon during the fall of Titan. I think we'll probably learn more about how Titan fell. We knew that they kind of fell on their own sword there because they didn't listen to Thanos. But the question is, how did that happen? So I think it's really cool there. I think that Moondragon will learn that about her, and maybe she will also be involved with a higher evolutionary as well. I'm also expecting Celestials to pop up a bit more as well, because that is going to be the next threat. Now, there were a couple other questions that were actually asked as well, such as how did the Zune get into space? I think we obviously knew that anyway, where it says that Junkers deal with crap all over the galaxy, including stuff from Earth. And I think it's hilarious it was a Zune. That thing was an absolute fail, absolute awful piece of tech as well. Guardians of the Galaxy on its way, chances of a Guardians of the Galaxy 4. You said you wouldn't do a 2. He said, I absolutely never said I wouldn't do a Volume 2, as I plan to do a trilogy from the beginning. If the first one worked, I have plans to do a 4th. That's curious. No fourth Guardians of the Galaxy there. It's not going to happen. So that'd be interesting there. It's definitely going to be the end of the trilogy somewhat there. So that's pretty cool. And Thanos is also not returning. Someone asked, would you like Thanos to return? No, there's plenty of other stories to tell. Yes, there is. And that is going to be the end of that with Thanos. So it's going to be curious to see how they introduce or bring Moondragon in. Maybe they will actually take all of her story of those two being created and killed by Thanos out of that, and just change the fact that she was used as an agent there, and she was actually brought back to life in some way, shape or form. It was interesting as well, how did the Avengers understand the Guardians? The Guardians' cybernetically embedded translators work both ways. Smart. Absolutely smart. And Kraglin also is going to have a bigger part in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so I'm expecting he might actually get hired and will be involved on the Benatar there as well. So talking about Suicide Squad, one question is Suicide Squad after Birds of Prey? Well, the Suicide Squad takes place in the year it comes out, which is curious, and you don't really have to have seen the first the first Suicide Squad to understand what actually happened. So it looks like they're playing a bit loose. It looks like they're doing a sort of Shazam, a sort of Birds of Prey, where it's connected in the fact that the characters have been in previous movies, but it's going to completely be its own story there. And I just still find it weird they're doing the Suicide Squad again. I still find that very, very weird. But that's it for this video. Please drop a like. Please do subscribe. See you soon. Goodbye.